It's currently 10/4/25, roughly 17:19. I'll just ponder it. Oh yeah, my other videos. It's cool. I'm about to start uploading them Jones again. Well, a couple of my Dark Candor or Darcy Candor, where I start the video. All you coonies, stay over here. Recalling how Dr. King, I know brother minister Malcolm X, he was talking about, and of course Marcus Messiah Garvey was talking about getting back to the continent and starting up there and leaving America. But that's why I was stating that. Did they know about the 13th Amendment, Section 19, that slavery is abolished set through criminal punishment, and also Section 17 of 13, that America shall aid in immigrating the Alkebulanans back to the continent and help to colonize it in their view. But also was that Section 10 or 12 of 13, where it states that you shall never be citizens. So you now see how America is. See, like I say, all the black movements and all that. Talk about they're not joining with anybody else because everybody else has. I don't know. Like, see, I told you, like, this other video using sex magic and partying with your enemy. But over the years, I've been making videos how they've been using you in your protest to get what they desire. Like, come out there and pretend they with you, but like a couple weeks or years prior was against the same issue, and then it came out. It was more than just the Kaepernick, George Floyd reversal, but like in general. But like, another video. Oh yeah, on this channel, they have all the resources and power, but yet all they're doing is crying with you. My other video, like I said, you have to organize, and guess who has all the power? It can get you in those doors, in those rooms. That's right, and yet never used it to aid you on the real issues of you. But like I said, once you get up, like I say, like Philadelphia, New York, like look how they're set up. I said like Harrisburg, it's a hood, but it's surrounded by white America. Atlanta, Hotlanta, hey, it's a hood, but it's surrounded by white America. Any hood other than really Philly and New York is surrounded by white America. Like see, New York has the ocean behind it to the east, the northeast, the southeast. Philly has the ocean, or at the airport, but basically the ocean to the northeast, to the east, and to the southeast. Everybody else, Dallas, but Chicago has, see, that's why Chicago, even though they crazy as shit, still more chill-ish to the northeast, in the east-ish. Chicago, yeah, they have the ocean, so they're not fully surrounded, see? And where you go, they see, they had, and to me, Chicago is more real right now, even though they're surrounded by a bunch of immigrants, but Chicago itself isn't really, it's still black. And on top of it, they have Destination Islam, brother, Matt Elder Teacher Farrakhan in his organization. So, besides that, LA, surrounded by whites. Even though they had the ocean, but to see exactly, there's whites before the ocean. I'm talking about, see, like if you know Philadelphia, New York, and all that, in Chicago, it's the hood, but there's the ocean. See, LA has that, but then there's whites people before the ocean. Wherever else you have the hoods, there's whites surrounding you. So I was saying that Philadelphia, New York, and now added Chicago, I guess like Cleveland-ish, yeah, not really, but really, is like the last strongholds of real black consciousness. And you see all those three states was really heavy back in the day when they come, or those cities was heavy when it came to black revolution and Black Panther Party and civil rights, and just in general, pre-90s going into the early 90s. See, There was a difference between every other hood, or I say everybody talking about I'm a hood, I don't care. Because every hood, like even the Philadelphia hood has been infiltrated. And now New York is being infiltrated by immigrants. So exactly, they pushing everybody out, putting you in jail. Because as I watched the IUIC, was his name Hoover, the FBI agent or organizer or chief, stated that black unity is the most dangerous thing to America. So now you see, and I say I've been traveling, you travel the country. Once you get out of Philly, this hatred, nasty that everybody crying about, man, that's America. I say all these KKK out there in Indiana, fucking niggas. Exactly. That's America, and they've been coming to the city through the universities. But I said Philly, Temple, Drexel, University of Penn, was Ardmore, Penn State, and St. Joe's or John's on Ceylon Avenue. They've been coming into the city through the university outlets and seeing what was going on. Like I said, with me, as I said, all those alumni from 07 through 15, you had a lot of coons that were like, especially like even my ex, going to Temple University. Like I said, BS a record back in 2011. They're working with these dudes, and they don't even really, even if they do realize, because of hatred, opportunity. My video was made part 1 and 2. Crabs destroyed your future. They're talking to these beings or these demons as though they're your friends, and they're KKK, aka white supremacists. And you're giving them all the information they needed, and on top of that, they see all that black unity that was remaining and going back. Of course, they're not going to tell you. They tell you some of their plans, but then going back home or sending word back home, or like I said, spiritual attachments, given their elders and brothers is information. They're spies, and because of emotional damage, emotional hatred and envy, you have no problem talking to them as though y'all won. And they is, like I said, like they of course they're gonna have empathy towards you. Oh yeah, but that's crazy. They shouldn't be doing that. Like in my other video, the white women and the black women they never have the same struggle, but that's what even Dr. Umar said. They got you to join their struggle. They always been treated like shit by their men. Even in slavery, like I said, that's why they joined you in the civil rights movement, because when they say slavery, at least when they use the example of George Washington's wife, she had 48 slaves and he had like 18 or 19. But back in the day, when they would see women didn't have, that's when they didn't have rights, you know, they had you as property, they would divorce and they would get the men would get all the property. Through the civil rights movements, now they have equal rights or get more through divorce. That's where women didn't get, like black women never was treated equally in her household, especially during the time of oppression. That's why he said you joined her battle, and it's like, where were you talking about? You're independent. You've been independent. In reality, exactly. A lot of times, the woman controlled the finances. The man just brought the money home. He loved his woman and respected his woman. It was the white man and the East Indian and the Mexicanos, all those Euro-Asian countries, or even East Asia. The woman was treated like shit and being disgraced. The black man you never read that nowhere on the continent where the black woman wasn't treated equal, or if not even higher, or respected higher. So, but now you're talking about going back to the continent. I'm like, it's about seeing the video. I gotta be a 10 BI, prophet. I said in my video, watch them be partying around with these dudes, having fun, and when stuff hit the fan, they're going to want to go back to the continent. And Burkina Faso just had to deny a handful of people or applicants from this continent trying to go back, well, probably never went there before, but trying to get over to the continent, and they had to deny them citizenship. And what I say, that's a good idea for all the continent countries, because a lot of these dudes been partying and having fun. Well, I went back to the continent back in 15, 16 to try to stay there, but didn't have the finances because I was going through some BS. But that's always been my goal. Got journals and videos earlier talking about doing that. On top of the Rasta man's plot to get back home. These dudes are just now trying to go back home because they seeing the race. As I said, once you get out of Philly, which always been present, but see, they've been partying in this fake highness, and now that energy that wasn't present in Philly, but yet present in New Jersey in the 90s, has now crept into Philly in the last strongholds, and now they're becoming more and more nasty, more and more negative, and showing their true racist selves. And now you talk about, I'll go back to, for what? They were over there doing revolutions. Even though you see on TV where you see dudes go over there talking about, hey, have his fun over here. But the true mission of the continent, they're trying to either regain some countries or maintain their independence from oppression. So if you're going over there just to live, you're in the wrong state of mind. See, that's what a lot of them do. They just trying to get out there. Oh, it's so relaxing. Yes, it's so relaxing because guess what? While you've been over here partying with your enemy, they've been over there fighting. What do you think General Gaddafi's assassination, murder by America was about? Keeping you down as a continent. That's why it's so getting better over there, because they've been fighting while you've been over here dick riding your enemy. And I say, I'm like, hold up. I went to the city over the summer. I'm like, these black niggas, or niggers, house niggas, is riding with whites. That's when you know it's a problem. The very thing they doing spiritually, they doing the same thing. They was joining in. I'm looking like, yo, you know, and these are white supremacists. They're not from Philly. If they was, still fuck them. But they're coming from outside. They're moving into the city. Off of your back, dickhead. Your pops or your cousin, whoever, going to jail. They can't pay for the house. That's why most of the hood, at least, since I said West Philly, is still like West Philly for the most part. But North Philly, South Philly, of course Southwest, like that's becoming infiltrated. The Northeast never been really part of Philly. It's always been white. They're now becoming brighter. And you're getting pushed out into the streets or to your cousin's house. You're really not owning your own shit no more, right? All those houses that sprung up throughout Center City and now spreading out into North Philly, South Philly. Now West, right? It's a little bit. It started. West Philly, not like University City, West Philly, but not like West Philly, like deep hood Philly. It's starting to do that though. But yeah, see, they haven't really made headway going into West Philly that much. This is more Center City, like 40th Street, where the movie theater going, like the college dorm-ish or apartments, West Philly. But once you get to a certain part, West Philly's still black as shit. But then sadly, see, on the other side, you got the county. So see, they're infiltrating. And now you basically lost your last stronghold. And now what are you going to do? Go to the continent, right? Return outside of Canada.